Hi, I'm Bill. For years, I tried everything to improve my erections. I tried supplements, pills, breathing exercises, mindset work. Now, all of those helped, but I noticed something. When I ate certain foods, my body responded differently. Now, it's not because food magically fixes ED, but because what you eat affects your cardiovascular health, your hormone balance, and your nervous system. And all of these things, they affect your arousal. Let me show you what I learned and what actually matters. But before we go any further, if you're experiencing consistent erectile difficulties, see your doctor first. Rule out cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and hormone issues. What I'm about to share supports your overall health. It's not a replacement for medical care. But once you've ruled out serious medical causes, understanding the food erection connection can make a real difference. Here's what most men get wrong. They think eating the right foods will fix their ED like taking a pill. Well, if I just eat more spinach, I'll get hard. But that is not how it works. Food affects the systems that support arousal, like your cardiovascular health, your hormone balance, your nervous system state. When these systems are healthy, arousal becomes easier. But when they're struggling, everything else you do works less effectively. So this isn't about magic boner foods. It's about supporting the systems your body needs for arousal. Let's talk about what food actually affects. First is your cardiovascular health. An erection is blood flow. Blood fills the penis, and it needs to stay there. Anything that damages your blood vessels, like inflammation, plaque buildup, poor circulations, that makes erections harder to achieve and maintain. Foods high in processed sugars, trans fats, and excessive sodiums, they damage your vascular system over time. Now, it's not immediate, but they damage it consistently. Second, your hormone balance. Testosterone matters for libido and arousal. And being significantly overweight increases estrogen production. And some foods, like soy, in very high amounts, contain compounds that can affect your hormone balance. Third, inflammation. Chronic inflammation reduces blood flow, increases cardiovascular risk, and affects your nervous system functions. Foods that are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which is most seed oils, fried foods, and heavily processed foods, they contribute to inflammation. So when people say food affects your erections, they're talking about these three systems: circulation, hormones, and inflammation. Now, most men, they make one of two mistakes. Mistake one is they think food alone will fix it. So they start eating spinach and walnuts and they expect immediate results. But if the underlying issue is performance anxiety, diet alone won't solve that. See, food supports the systems. It doesn't override the psychological patterns. And mistake number two is they ignore diet completely. Well, my issue is mental. It's not physical. So what I eat doesn't matter. But even psychological ED is easier to address when your body is functioning optimally. See, good circulation helps. Balanced hormones help. Low inflammation helps. Truth is, food alone isn't the answer, but it's part of the foundation. What actually matters? Well, it's not a magic food list, but it's a general approach. Foods that support cardiovascular health. Leafy greens like spinach, arugula, and Swiss chard. These are rich in nitrates, which your body converts to nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is a vasodilator. It helps increase blood flow throughout your body, including your penis. Research shows that consuming a diet high in nitrates improved erectile health in men with ED. And leafy greens also contain magnesium, which has been shown in studies to enhance erections. Berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. These are rich in flavonoids, which improve blood flow and reduce inflammation. Clinical trials found that men who consumed a diet rich in plant flavonoids had a lower risk of erectile difficulties. Fatty fish, wild-caught salmon, tuna, and mackerel. These contain omega-3 fatty acids, which improves cardiovascular health and reduce inflammation. Omega-3s can improve vascular function and increase nitric oxide production. Both are important for maintaining good erectile health. Now, try to find wild-caught fish and avoid farmed fish whenever possible. Nuts, especially walnuts. Walnuts are known to increase nitric oxide. They also contain L-arginine, which your body uses as a precursor to nitric oxide. Nuts are rich in healthy fats, fiber, and protein, all of which are important for maintaining good erectile function. Now, I suggest soaking your nuts 4 to 6 hours before consuming to enhance digestion and improve nutrient absorption. And you don't know how hard that was to say with a straight face. Now, my personal favorite, dark chocolate. Raw cacao is rich in flavonoids, which improve the endothelial function, which has to do with the inner linings of the blood vessels and increase nitric oxide production. One study found that men who consumed a small amount of dark chocolate every day had improved erectile function compared to those who didn't. Now, I like to add raw cacao powder to my daily protein shake. Again, these aren't boner foods. They're foods that support healthy circulation. Now, let's talk about food to minimize. Heavily processed foods. Those that are high in salt, sugar, and unhealthy fats. Eating a diet high in processed foods has been linked to higher risks of obesity, heart disease, and other health problems that contribute to weak erections. Clogged arteries means poor circulation. And being significantly overweight is one of the largest causes of ED worldwide. It has been linked to nearly 75% increases in the risk of erectile difficulties. Now, this is because of both circulation issues and the fact that excess body fat actually produces estrogen in your body, which upsets the testosterone balance necessary for good erections. Excessive sugar. Eating sugar contributes to weight gain, diabetes, and other health problems that lead to ED. It also causes inflammation in the body, which can damage blood vessels and reduce blood flow to your penis. Fried foods. These are usually high in unhealthy fats, and they contribute to obesity and heart disease. Most fried foods today they're cooked in seed oils, which are high in omega-6 fatty acids as opposed to the healthy omega-3s. These inflammatory oils are made even more dangerous when they're heated to high temperatures, causing them to oxidize and become fattening and inflammatory, and potentially harmful. So to improve your erectile health, try to avoid fried foods and choose healthier cooking methods like grilling, baking, steaming. And if you must fry your food, use saturated fats like coconut oil, ghee, which is clarified butter, or animal fats like tallow or lard, all from organic sources. Excessive alcohol. Drinking too much alcohol can have a negative impact on erections. Alcohol is also a depressant that can reduce sexual desire and impair sexual functions. Having more than just a couple of drinks a week has a negative effect on testosterone, increases the risk of being overweight, and can damage good circulation. And it also leads to dehydration, which can make it harder to achieve an erection. So to improve your erectile health, try to limit your alcohol consumption to no more than 1 or 2 drinks per week. Again, not because these foods kill your erection, but because they damage the systems that support your erection. And here's something that's really important. Don't obsess over perfection. Eating a piece of cake is not going to ruin your erections. But eating a diet that's 80% whole foods, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats supports your body better than a diet that's 80% processed foods. Here's the goal. Not perfection, just a foundation that supports your health. When I started paying attention to this, I did not overhaul my entire diet overnight. I started noticing patterns. When I ate heavily processed foods regularly, I felt more sluggish. My energy was lower, and my body didn't respond as well. When I ate more whole foods like vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats, I felt better overall. And that better overall state made everything else work better. The breathing exercises were more effective. The mindset work had more impact. The physical practice, they showed better results. It wasn't that food fixed my AD. It's that food supported the foundation that everything else was built on. I started simple. I added 1 serving of leafy greens to my diet every day. Then I swapped fried foods for grilled or baked. Then I cut back on my processed snacks. I made small changes, not dramatic overhauls. And over time, these small changes added up. And I noticed a difference, not just in my sexual health, but in my overall energy and well-being. Let me try to bring this all together. Food doesn't fix ED by itself, but it supports the cardiovascular, hormonal, and inflammatory systems that affect your arousal. Focus on whole foods that support circulation, leafy greens, berries, fatty fish, nuts, dark chocolate. Minimize heavily processed food that can damage these systems. And don't obsess over perfection. Just build a foundation that supports your health. Okay, here's what you can do today. Add 1 serving of leafy greens to your diet. No, that's it. Not a complete overhaul, just 1 step towards supporting better circulation. Now, this is just 1 piece of the complete system. In the full program, I teach how diet supports other practices, specific approaches to combining nutrition with breathing and physical exercises, how to work with your body as a complete system, the connection between food, energy, and sexual vitality from a traditional Chinese medicine perspective, It's a complete approach that addresses mind and body. Now the link is in the description below. If this video gave you a different perspective on diet and ED, click subscribe so you don't miss my future videos. In some of those videos, I'll cover more about the physical practices that work alongside diet to support your sexual health. I'll see you there.